When you think about all the ways that you can enrich your life, and not in a way like with money, but with the things that really matter, that really change who you are, getting a dog has to be up there. You know, they make you laugh nearly every day.
Come on, come on.
And are kind of a staying consistent force of joy and love in your life. I mean, they wag on the good days, they wag on the bad days, and again, are just always right there with you. But I think the crazy part about getting a dog, if you're honest, like really brutally honest, is that you know when you get a dog that you're gonna outlive them. At some point, you're gonna have to say goodbye forever. And like, we're not there with Riggins. But there's these subtle reminders that he's getting there, you know, from the bubbles that are on his side, the white around his eyes and his muzzle. It's just this kind of gnawing and nagging reminder, goodbye's coming. And if I'm really honest with myself, I've done a really bad job dealing with that. So all nothing back. I loved the puppy stage. While my wife was rightly annoyed with the cleanup, the messing, the chewing, the damage, wow, we just got a chew toy and it's already gone in 10 seconds. I loved every single part of the puppy phase. It really was for me just this thing I'd looked forward to for most of my life, of having my own dog and having my own puppy.
He likes me.
But there was this like one moment where he was romping down the hallway and he was chasing a water bottle, and it was like just kind of turning over and over and over in the hallway, and he kind of slid and grabbed it and almost got hurt. And so I ran over, grabbed him, he was fine. But it hit me then that this is gonna go really fast. He's a lab, so I'm not promised more than 10 years. And 10 years can actually go by pretty quick. So in a blink of an eye, I'll go from romping with him, having puppy time, to staring into fluorescent lights of a veterinarian clinic and, you know, hear words that I don't want to hear. I think I just brushed that thought off when it first hit. And I wanted to just pretend like, no, Riggins is gonna live forever. And then like the thought kept coming back of like, Ben, you've gotten a puppy, and like he is not gonna outlive you. You're gonna outlive him. You're going to be his entire life. And the more I thought about it, the more it just chewed at me. And to be clear, like the obvious answer here is to double down and enjoy every minute you have with your puppy. Like that's the honest answer. Like, you don't have a lot of time, so double down and like enjoy every part of their life. But that's not what I did. I'd started to do this weird thing of putting together adventures for me and adventures for Riggins. Things for me, things for Riggins. It was like I put a clear line between what he was and what he was doing and what I was doing. Even though like I was a fly fisherman in Tennessee, there's no reason that he shouldn't have been in the car every day with me fly fishing. Like, that's just obvious. It was almost like I was holding the fact that one day he was going to be gone against him.
It was like his fault that his life was going to be shorter than mine.
Which is ridiculous. And again, like, the simple and wise thing would have been just to thrive and enjoy all of his puppy years and get out there and go on adventures. Because he was and continues to be like a nearly perfect dog. He's like the one that's never run away, the one that never chewed up our house, the one that never, you know, tumped over the trash can and got into everything. Like, the kind of dog you could leave a plate of food on the floor and he wouldn't eat it. The kind of dog that, you know, when babies came, he loved our kids as much as we did, which is nuts.
Good boy. Hey.
He's a camera.
And that's the kind of dog you write stories about. So I guess this is what all of this is about. What started as duck hunting with Riggins and me trying to learn something so that he could thrive has become this angle of like, how can I try to redeem some of the wasted years and do the things that we should have been doing. Literally like break through that wall that I put up, because really I owe that to Riggins. I mean, I feel like I'd owe it to him if he was just a normal dog, but he's a great dog. And so that's why we're going to the mountains as a family, because we're not promised another day with Riggins. And it's kind of embarrassing if you actually think about it. He was a puppy around trout water, and we never caught a trout together. So now that he's here, and we're trying to figure this out, we've had to take what we've learned from red-eye bass fishing about waiting at every pool, which he hates. But I've also had to learn, like, we need to get exercise going before we do the actual fishing part. So we're gonna throw the stick, we're gonna warm him up, get him good and tired so that when we get to the water, because he's a Labrador, the urge to swim isn't as aggressive. And so we take the kids out on a small hike. It's in this quiet section of public land, and we rotate through flies. Like I remember the old days when I trout fished, like you gotta convince them to eat. And the kids are splashing, Riggins is splashing. I'm like, this is not gonna work. And then boom, right there, that's it. How they eat on a dry fly. Bring it in, and it's a awesome little brown trout. And it's funny, like the kids wanna touch the trout. Riggins wants to touch the trout. And as much as I'm like trying to manage it as a dad, like everybody calm down, like everybody stop touching the fish, it hits me like that was the whole point, right? All right there, where the kids are there, Riggins is there, and there's a beautiful brown trout there. And so thankfully at the moment I was able to take a breath and be like, well, that was really cool. You know, that was pretty special to be a part of. But then the next morning came. We had chosen where we were staying so that we would be on a trout stream. I just knew with babies and all the other chaos that goes on, we needed that. And so I went out early in the morning to fish. Took Riggins with me and threw a dry fly upstream. And these fish were not in the best of moods. I find that trout never are in the best of moods. But anyways, we are casting and casting. And I throw the dry fly upstream and this little sip happens. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cute. That's gonna be like a little trout. It's a win. And as I go to set the hook, another fish like torpedoes itself out of the water. And it's a really good fish. Oh my gosh. And Riggins reacts and kind of jumps. And it's not until probably 30 seconds that I realize that that is actually the fish that I'm hooked into. So I panic because, again, I've never caught a trout that big. To my dumb eyes, it looks like a steelhead. So I'm freaking out and I'm running up and down the bank. Riggins is reacting to my energy, and so he's running everywhere. And then we like, where's the net? Where's the net? And thankfully, one of my buddies, Brandon, finally finds it on the bank. He's like, I got this. And I was like, just take your best shot, man. I don't know how this is gonna go. He's like, do you trust me? I was like, I don't trust myself to land this. Like, knock yourself out. And Brandon throws that net down and the fish barely fits. And he's like, what do I do? I was like, bear hug it, like trap it into the net. And so we land it and it doesn't break off. And Riggins is there. And at that moment, some of the kids who were eating breakfast, they've walked down to kind of like in their PJs, right? To look at the pandemonium. And it's just like this A+ moment, right? Of Riggins, a trout I definitely don't deserve, a really good trout, and the whole family there. And I gotta be honest, that felt like a little bit of redemption. And so when I think back for this year, this journey that Riggins and I have gone on, is that there's this deep irony. Riggins was always there by my side, excited to be there. And I was all like just driven of like, we're gonna get a public land duck together. Like, it's going to happen. I'm gonna force it, man. I will learn everything to get you a duck, Riggins. We're gonna go red-eye bass fly fishing.
Oh, Riggins! I was focused on you, not the fish.
We're gonna go bass fishing together. We're gonna go teal hunting. And the thing that hits me is that he never cared about what the goal was. He cared about just being there.
Oh, good boy.
Load up, no bird. And that's the part that like sucks because it's like, man, part of his life, I really screwed this up. But that's the awesome part is there's this energy of now like anything outdoors, Riggins is coming with.
So we're going to take training seriously because that special time between us getting ready for an adventure. We're going to take nutrition seriously because we literally have no time to waste. We're going to play in the backyard with the family, rain or shine or snow, because that's what makes all of us happy.
Today, he was just as excited to be on the trout stream with what I think is an incredible trout as he would be just playing with the kids inside or chasing the kids around while they practice their demo fly rod. He's happy no matter what. In his life, which we've been blessed to be a part of, he was just as joyful on the couch as he was on the top of a mountain. He was just happy to be with us. It didn't matter if it was good news, it didn't matter if it was bad news. Riggins was there. all he ever wanted was just to be with us. And so that's what's awesome, because he's still here with us. You know, this is me learning something the hard way, but not too late. When you've been loved well, when you've been given a bucket full of joy that's literally overflowing, when you have a dog that's a God-given gift to your life, you don't brush it off and just say, it's just a dog, it's no big deal. No, you lean all the way in and you enjoy every minute of it. You go on every adventure. You open up every part of your life. You soak it all up, because that's a gift. And like, it's sometimes hard to receive gifts. Like, if we're honest with ourselves, like, it's hard to receive gifts sometimes. But when you get one like my family has gotten in Riggins, the best choice is to receive it and to love it and be so thankful for it that you're never gonna waste a moment of it.